Everybody, I have Joe from Armus Coatings here, and we have a very special, unique product here called the Hull Pro. So, in a few short words, what do we design Hull Pro for?
So Hull Pro is a nano-formulated performance coating. Hull Pro was created about 12 years ago in Greece, mainly for the shipping industry. The main reason for it was for fuel economy, obviously, which is a major factor in the shipping industry. We basically now bring it into the...
Well, what is the the consumer recreational side, commercial really still, because you got guys out there running charters and things like that. Now, what I like what you said before is it was formulated for a certain thing. We've got some range here. So it really was designed along with the same guidelines of, all the new green technologies and reduction of, emissions and things like that. And then of course, overall fuel savings. What I like about that is there's multiple products in the marketplace that do this, and they're not all the same. The one thing that caught my attention was that the Armus Hull Pro was a hard epoxy, and that gives me a really clear idea on not only the durability, but also its capabilities of flexibility, its shearing strength, its strength as a whole layer on the bottom of the vessel. So I'm really interested to see how this goes, but the Armus Hull Pro is going to be something that we offer here in the marine industry. So we're looking for installers to get involved with this. We're also looking at an OEM level as well. So check out Armus Hull Pro.
Yeah, definitely contact Sean. He's our man down here in Florida. We're going to be looking to get this out to the entire market.
This is definitely a 10X product just because of what its capabilities are. So I'm looking forward to working with it for sure. All right, so we're officially now underway mixing the Armus Hull Pro. All right, so we have part AB that was put together in the can. So that's kind of the nice convenient thing we can do here. It's nice when companies make it that way. One thing that we're doing here is kind of a slow roll with the mixing process, just because we don't want to over aerate it. So the more air bubbles you get, even though it's self-leveling, you're still going to have risk. So we got to reduce the risk. We don't have that great finish, nice and smooth, clear. So we've been doing this for about 1.5 minutes now, I would say.
Yep.
And next thing will be putting the xylene in. Now the xylene is basically flow, right?
Yep.
So we're just using the xylene to kind of thin it out, give it some flow, because we are going to be tipping this down. So as this is mixed, now we have basically we have the time clock on, right?
Yep.
So, let's say an hour from now, this does not work the same way that it does an hour from now.
Once you cover it up, so realistically we've seen if you cover up the material.
But if you're out there in the field just doing at it,
right?
And the xylene helps to give that flow. So yeah,
correct.
But if you're gonna have extra, no matter what, you can't stop that chemical reaction. It's catalyzed.
Correct.
So some of the products that we've worked with, like Hallmax for instance, or even our coatings, we can gas them with inert gas like argon, and you can hold on to them. This is a little more technical, so this just that one step above in quality and execution, workmanship is really what's important here. So for the beginner, maybe if you're not familiar with mixing chemicals, you might want to take your time, but ultimately on a pro level, all these little things that we talk about with reducing the bubbles.
Same thing, we happen to like using this kind of mixer as opposed to a fin mixer. So this is gives it a more even mix. Now we're gonna put in the...
All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and inject some flavor right now. I'm gonna throw that 25 mils of the xylene in there. Okay, and we're good. Hold on, let me shake the tip here,
there
okay?
you go.
Syringes are tough sometimes.
So what we've seen on the boat, once the boats have been coated, we've been getting a speed increase of 5 to 10% and the fuel economy of up to 15%. So that's really great, and everyone's loving that.
We're nice and organized. We got our stuff sitting here, really geared up, ready to go. We got the West Systems 800. This is being used because it doesn't have any lint to it, and the nap is fairly tight. So I'm gonna imagine this is not a 1/4 inch. This is probably like something much smaller, 3/8 maybe, or even less. But this is really the only one to use that helps flow this out, right? That's the best way to go. We kind of fashioned one for this, so we just cut through with a razor to put it onto what is the
This happens to be a West Systems
also, yeah,
roller, but they don't have
have this brand. So we simply cut down and did a little improv on that. Also, You're gonna want to staff up with the 4-inch foam. Simple tool to get.
Foam brushes, we like them from Sherwin-Williams.
Sherwin-Williams.
They
just
keep it much better than Home Depot and the Lowe's house brand.
they probably melt out or swell.
Yeah, they fall apart.
They
immediately.
swell.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So these really last well. So the
Okay.
Sherwin-Williams basic brand.
Yeah, that's again, they might look the same, but they're not.
Exactly.
So you're dealing with you know, solvents and things that are gonna swell it, and then of course you're gonna start floppy foaming on the surface. So we'll have a full list of everything that's the best to get. That was just given to me as well. And other than that, your standard protective things and strainers to do all that. So here we have our product poured out. This is ready to go. We're gonna take it over to the Valhalla 46 and start rolling it out. Make sure it's saturated first for sure, yeah. So initially, we're gonna get this orange peel layout, right?
Correct.
Even, nice and even. Actually, that roller works really nice from what I can see right away. It really lays it out.
Yeah, it's
How do you know how thick to go?
the roller thickness will get it. I mean,
So no matter, okay.
you don't want to pull the material too much. Now, when you're gonna tip it, we're gonna let it dry on there, and you're gonna tip it. You don't want to pull the material too much.
Okay,
So you want to make sure that you're getting the material on board.
but not drooping.
Exactly.
All right, not wet, dripping, got it.
Right. So you want to definitely take the excess material off.
Interested to see how far this one can that we mixed goes.
Yeah, it's gonna go pretty far. The product is self-leveling, which means you're not gonna really have
Like roller lines in it, basically.
Right.
But tipping it gives you a
anything
much,
that you see, meaning any roll lines that you see,
are gonna dissipate because like 5-10 minutes, 15
Right.
minutes.
and then especially once we tip over it.
Right. So the tip is just to basically get it to
See
get
how-
as
I mean,
fine as
You
possible.
can see even now how little material it's really using.
Yeah, and I love that. I mean, it's
It's not using a lot of material.
now if you're doing this in a team setting, why don't we give some tips to team setting? So let's say you got 2 guys that want to do this side right now. Would it make sense that they'd be working kind of opposing each other, kind of closing the gap, or would you recommend doing a full chine to chine and then move down one and then move down one? Just because what I'm thinking is, how long do you have until you want to tip this out?
So you have some time. It definitely gives you some time.
Okay.
What I would tell you is that I would, let's say, get through about a third of this, and then have someone tipping
Okay.
behind me. So
Head,
if you want,
head start guy.
right. So if you want to get it rolled,
Okay.
and then you have someone that's going to tip behind you,
Okay.
and then that's basically
Cool.
all it takes. I mean, you
Yeah,
can
that's-
start tipping it pretty much. I would say, give it about 2 minutes, 3 minutes,
Okay.
at least.
So fairly quick.
Get
Yeah.
on. Yeah. I mean, it's not going to set up that quickly, but
But it's
still,
nice to work with it when it can flow out,
right?
like right when it's fresh. All right. So basically, then this is just a light drag,
Right.
even stroke.
I'm trying not to pick up the material.
Got it.
I'm just trying to get those.
And even better if you could do one long swipe, correct?
You could do one long slide, but I'm just showing you,
Yeah.
even without the one long slide.
It'll
Yes,
level
of
down.
course, it's better if you can do one
Yeah.
long slide, right?
Well, once you get to
But-
master level, you know.
Right. It'll still level out. For example, that's why I would get also some smaller brushes.
Just for the small
You
little
get
things.
for under, meaning you now want to get under here.
Now, would it make sense to
Right.
like just
It
put a little
does. You can't. That's what this. It wouldn't make sense to just pull whatever's on here. You would either.
in? That's what I mean.
So you would either dip. Meaning, what I would do is I would just dip this.
Okay.
And
I
use
was
that.
wondering. I just wondering when I look at it, I'm like, hey, is it possible just
Yeah,
to
it's no
preload
problem. It's
it?
possible as long as you don't. My only fear when you do it like that is you end up drag the brush across.
Okay, so like instead
Right.
of just going like
exactly.
this, you're saying don't.
Right.
Okay. I mean, I know I'm messing up your work, but
No, it's all fine.
I feel like that
No, we
looks,
got to get it all.
because of the radius. I like the, and then you just blend it in, and then you here. Let me get a little for you over here, the guy. All right.
Now you're going to watch and you're going to look if there's any sagging of material because
You wanna
we're
take
working
care of that
on
right
so
away,
you
yeah.
want to definitely take care of any
Yeah.
sagging that might happen. But
Again, not using too much product
right,
in the
you're
beginning.
you're not trying to drag the product out.
Okay, one thing that was cool about Hole Pro is I was sitting here with a wrench. He came over and said, here, just hit this stuff with the wrench. And we had this Hallmax panel we were gonna put in the water. This is version 2. So I said, all right, cool, let's sit here and make some noise. And I looked at it, I said, it's not even that it's not chipping it, it's not even scratching it at all. And this was the cool part, I'm like, we're not chipping into this at all. It's a dirty panel, but as we started to hit this, you could see all these little white spots here where the stuff came off actually. And I said, well, that's a problem because like right now, if I just want to take Hallmax, I can do that. I can sit here and do this all day long and I can just keep going and it's not going to happen. Really awesome technology, 2 thumbs up. This is going to be great for your brand new lifts too. Think about aluminums, trailers, all those things. That's what we're going to be bringing the Hole Pro to because it's not just for hull bottoms. This is just a very unique application. So again, look into Hole Pro, ask us anytime, contact us here at HQ or even on Instagram. Email us, text us, just get in touch with us. Finished project, almost really. We gotta put this down tomorrow. We'll finish out the water line so we have one solid layer across and around the transom. So what do I think about this? Well, I will be completely clear about 2 things. Number 1, the application is really straightforward. So I love that because for our team members, this is going to be something that they're adapts real quick to. And also for those who are going to be coming in as installers, then they're going to be able to learn this really quick too. Of course, there's a knack with everything, but it is a really, really different process than some of the things that we put on in the past. So that's great. The second thing is when I look at a coating and how it's setting up, I really like the way that it actually lays out, and the self-leveling of this epoxy that's so thick seems to be really super high end, and that's going to be part of that nanotechnology, no doubt. Now, my rating on this is probably going to be an A+ because I like this product so much because of its sheer strength. We were banging on the gel coat panel, looking at how it would break, it didn't. We were really adamant about finding something that could take the abrasion from, let's say, strap lifting when you're at the marina. We also know that trailering was an issue for our Hallmax product before. Again, that was one of the main things that we wanted to find a solution for. So this being one of the hardest products I've seen, I'm gonna give it 2 thumbs up on that. And we look forward to really doing more of these. Part of the reason that I also liked it was when we look at metals, we were having a hard time with Hallmax on metals. So now we've cured that problem, especially for the stainless pieces that are back here. We know that it wouldn't really set up well on there and it would flake off, as well as the zip wakes, which are a super tough plastic here. As you can see, epoxy lays right out on it. The Hole Pro is definitely going to be one of those products that I'm going to implement 100% here at DNA and into our network. So if you have any questions about the Hole Pro, you can certainly contact us. We'd love to help you out. Certainly if you are a marina or an installer looking for something else to add to your line, absolutely contact us at DNA. Hit us on the Instagram if you'd like. This is going to be a win for us, we know it, and of course we wouldn't put anything out without our name on it if we didn't think it was awesome. So for that matter, I'm going to sign out right now and get back to work. Everybody have a great day.